Welcome to Shop Talk 30.
The suspense is killing me.
Six!
Ah! Okay, welcome to the Shop Talk, number 36. Today we are going to talk about details to consider when ordering a custom guitar. It can be a very long process. It can be kind of daunting, and there's a lot of small details that can come up.
And it can be really super
familiar with
exciting and then super disappointing.
them. Oh yeah,
All of one.
all at the same time.
And
Should we?
yeah,
take a
all
break
right.
from our-
This is a Sapsucker Day.
Mhm.
Tapped in Canada. Sucked right here in my belly.
Shop. Yeah. Okay, so let's
Yes,
get right
okay.
into it.
Yeah. Cool. So you're wanting to buy a new guitar. You want to kind of get one that's special,
Like tailored to you,
a little bit tailored to you. All right.
not technically, or maybe not a tailor.
No. No, tailored, not Taylor.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
Although you could pay Taylor to do it if you wanted.
Yeah.
Speaking of price and paying,
Yeah,
what kind of prices are we looking at here?
but that's where you kind of have to decide, because there's a massive price range. There's a massive price range. Oftentimes, in my experience, the price range does not reflect at least my opinion of what is a better guitar. So, I think it's important to try the guitars. So
So you could be ordering this, by the way, through a maker themselves or a factory themselves. They do custom guitars, a lot of them, or through some dealers.
Yeah.
Right. So you might not know who the maker is at that point. Cool.
Yeah.
Now you got to remember too. What are you paying for? Are you paying for a guitar that you want to play?
Yeah, it all depends. If you're
Or are you buying?
paying for a guitar that is an investment,
Yeah.
and you don't care.
You don't really care how playable it is,
Then
as long as it keeps going up in price.
yeah.
Yeah.
Personally, I like to play guitars.
Yeah, me too.
If I spend thousands and thousands of dollars on a guitar, I want to be able to play it and enjoy it.
Yeah.
So that's just a personal opinion, obviously.
Mhm.
But price definitely can limit your options.
Yeah. You're definitely looking at anywhere from 2,000 to 20,000
Or more. Yeah.
or more.
Or more.
I've never thought about paying more, but I have thought about the 20. No, haven't actually.
Yeah, I wish I had thought.
Yeah, I wish I'd had the money to think about that price, but
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah.
Okay, so okay, you've decided your price range. Now,
So
I guess we can jump down.
What
here
does
to
the
that.
price then? Yeah, limit like what brands or who?
Yeah.
Who could you get for the lower price range, and what's the difference?
Yeah, if you know of a brand or a guitar maker that you like, or if you've played their guitars that you like
Right.
and they fit in your budget, then I guess the next step is talking about the tailored options, right?
Right. So, but for a lower price one, you're going to be looking at probably a newer maker
Yeah, newer maker.
or one who specializes in cheaper guitars. And I say cheaper, I know, knowing that seems like a lot for most people, but
Yeah, right. Yeah.
because there are some makers who have like to keep themselves in the lower price range.
Yeah. But in reality, if you're making a handmade guitar, it costs almost $1,000 to make it.
Yeah.
So that's a hard number to.
Yeah,
know.
you're not getting one for less than $2,000.
No.
That's
no,
it. Worth
that
buying.
doesn't cover
Yeah.
doesn't cover the builder's time
No.
at all.
No. But I mean, like the lower price range, around $3,000, $4,000.
Yeah.
There are some people out there
There
who
are, yeah.
selling their guitars.
There
for
are
that.
guitar makers that are great guitar makers and terrible at marketing.
It's a good thing to find out.
Yeah, if you can find them.
Yeah. That's true. So you get a good guitar for less.
Yeah.
But it's not a great investment right now.
No, I guess not.
But who cares?
Yeah.
If you're buying it to play.
Yeah.
Ah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
I should be
Anyways.
spending my time looking those up. I'll give you a list.
Yeah. Okay, so but there's your brand or your maker, right?
Right.
So let's say you're a short person,
Okay.
5 feet. You probably don't want a jumbo, right? Because you have to wrap your arm around that beast.
Right.
Or you might really like the sound of a jumbo and
Yeah.
you stand up all the time.
Yeah.
So
That's right.
this is
Depends
the body
on how
size.
you're playing it.
Yeah, and most guitar makers have 2 or 3 or 4 models with different sizes of body.
Right.
They do have different sound,
Yeah.
so it's good if you've had some experience, tried those
Right.
different body sizes out.
Now, we'd probably do another one on body sizes. Another video later on how each one affects the sound a little bit.
Yeah,
We should do
that's
that.
a good one.
Yeah. But yeah, you do need to think about that body size.
Body size, yeah.
Just
And how
even
it
like
fits
the comfort of playing as
Yeah.
well as the sound.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it makes a difference.
Yeah, for sure. And then kind of hand in hand with that is scale length.
Oh, wait, before we go on to that,
Oh.
general areas of body size that usually people fall into. You got the parlor, is your smaller
Yeah,
than
the OM.
an OM or concert, or what are they?
Yeah, I think so.
Who else?
And then there's the dreadnought or jumbos.
Jumbo, dreadnought kind of
Yeah.
things. Or the big uns.
Yeah, what we refer to as the big ones. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Also, the body shape could also affect the aesthetics. I want to
Oh yeah.
come right in and say I am a person who buys somewhat based on aesthetics. I love the sound. But aesthetics and usability make a difference to me.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
I love the sound of a dreadnought or a big one like that. I'm not crazy about them as far as how they look.
Yeah.
So I might not get that. I might get something that, yeah. So anyway, that's something you need to look at as well. Don't just go based on a sound or based on playability, but also
you have to weigh what you value, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry,
to
I
scale?
cut you off. Scale
That's
length,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So scale length is another one. If you have small hands, often builders will shrink the scale length on you, and I don't know that I totally agree with that. I mean,
Yeah, see,
because scale lengths. Let me get some really drastic differences here. So, got my shortest scale length, which is 62.5 centimeters.
so you're going to say you don't think it really makes that much difference. So you just basically stick to one scale length. Whereas
Yeah.
I'm going to say, I've kind of wanted to try a shorter scale length because it would be easier to play.
Right.
Well, I want to point something out for a second. I don't know if they can tell. Stick up your left hand.
Yeah, I know. I actually have big hands.
You have
So
big hands, so you don't know what it's like when you have small hands.
I know.
Because
but hear me out.
Here's the thing is, not only does the stretch less with shorter scale length, but your strings are also a little bit, do they get a little looser?
Yes, they do.
Aha.
They do.
So it means it's easier to push down. So when
Yeah,
I'm stretching,
suppose.
I actually don't have to push as hard.
Yeah.
Now, do you get a sloppier sound? Could you?
Yeah.
Yes, but am I willing to take that chance? Okay, that's my part. That's the way I look at it. What do you say?
Well, I have found that this scale length, I like it a lot because it's the perfect, I think, in between for like the length, the playability. I think for different hands, I have big hands, so I can't say for sure. But also, where was I going with this? So the tightness of the strings too. So you can still do string bends, and it's not like really hard.
Right.
But if you jump up to like this 27-inch scale, which is obviously huge, then the strings get so tight that it's hard to play. You have to push the strings harder down to the frets.
And there's plenty of room here for a big-handed person.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah. And that's where like this 27-inch you don't really get guitars that size. But
why do you have one then?
because I made one that size.
Oh, okay.
For a customer. But this is 62 and a half centimeters. That's pretty small. And let's see, this is the longer scale length, which I sometimes use. So most people play in the first, 5 frets?
Mm-hmm.
And there's about a 1/4 inch difference there. A little bit less. Actually, probably about a 1/4 inch. So if you start the nut at the same spot, at the 5th fret, there's, just under a 1/4 inch difference. So like, and you don't have to reach that far. Like you don't have to reach from the beginning of the nut to the. So it's what I'm saying is from the very long scale length to the very short scale length, there is really not much difference. And then you get up into the higher frets, and things are closer and closer together. They're right.
Yeah, I want that one.
Issue. Yeah.
I want the shorter
one.
Yeah.
All right.
Because
there is a feel to it, I guess.
And my hands hurt.
Yeah.
Like when it's too tight and it's too like
Maybe you need
what's my scaling?
Yours is
in between.
Yeah.
That's your standard.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's lovely, actually.
Anyways, scale length. Okay. If you think it will make a difference, if you have extremely if you have Trump hands or something, then
tiny hands.
Tiny hands. Then you could maybe a smaller scale length would actually help. I don't think
short fingers, but if you have actually really wide fingers, though, you may want a longer scale length. You know.
Yeah, or just like a wider nut. Oh, we don't have that on the list. We should have that on the list.
All right. Why?
Anyways, that scale length. Let's talk about nuts. I like pistachios.
And I love almonds.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, roasted almonds.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, raw almonds too, but roasted.
Roasted, special.
Yeah.
Anyway. Nut width.
Oh, nut width.
Yeah, I think 1 3/4 inch is pretty standard now.
Yeah.
Which seems pretty comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Some guitar makers and manufacturers put the strings a little close to the edge of the fretboard, I think. But that width, it makes the neck feel a lot different if you have a wider nut. But if you have thick fingers, then it can be hard to press on one string without hitting the other string. So having that little bit of space is better. And if you're doing like finger style stuff, oftentimes they like wider.
A little bit wider.
Wider nut. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that might be a consideration too.
Yeah, I hadn't even thought about that.
Yeah. A little bit more fretboard.
Yeah.
Real estate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. What?
Yeah.
Oh, the next one is debated.
The decorative details.
Oh no, I was thinking that.
Oh, I was skipping that one.
Oh yeah.
Of course, you know what he wants to talk about. Just go watch our last couple.
Oh, the wood thing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The types of wood.
Yeah, let's talk about types of wood.
Types of wood.
Talked about nuts, let's talk about wood now.
Yeah.
Okay. I think you need to try guitars. Just try guitars and figure out what.
Can't you just maybe trust somebody?
Yeah, I mean, you could go off somebody's description.
Okay, here's what I want to ask.
Mm-hmm.
Does wood make a big enough difference that body size? It's going to make a bigger difference, and yet we get stuck on the type of wood. Well, we better check it out. Let's try this. Let's listen to this. I feel like if you're getting one from somebody who's like, it may just be the color, as much as
The
anything.
color.
Yeah.
Yeah, the color does. If it's a warm color, usually it's a warm sound. And if it's like a cool or like a really cool white,
Yeah.
you can hear that.
You can hear the
harsh,
crisp.
Cool.
I mean, just for looks side of things, not for the sound.
Oh, yes, right.
I mean, that may be as big a difference as anything.
Yeah.
Like we've talked about. If you haven't seen it, you can go back and watch some of the shop talks.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't. It's only a part of how the sound is made. So you can take a warm sounding wood.
Mm-hmm.
And you can make it sound crisp, or by double liners and making other. You know, there's other ways of making it sound.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
The top, I'd say the top wood does affect the sound.
I have yet, in all this that you're saying, I have yet to play one of your guitars and go, "Whoa, this would have been better had it had a different type of top wood." I'm really disappointed. I mean, I like certain top woods better than others. Like, and over time. But you're talking about somebody who's ordering a custom guitar, maybe for the first time.
Yeah.
Maybe that's not your best time to be. Maybe it is. Maybe this is your last one. Anyway, there's so much that.
It's true. You have to. I guess you have to work with if it's a guitar maker, you have to work with the maker and explain exactly what you like.
And let them just decide.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Honestly, like.
Because
what I know about guitars and what you know about the guitars, it's a world of difference.
Yeah, and a rosewood backed spruce top guitar made by such and such will sound completely different from the same woods on somebody else's guitar.
Yeah, right.
So the maker, I think the builder has a bigger effect on the sound of the guitar as the woods.
Yes. Good. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
Because I think that's what you're looking at. Is you're putting a little bit of faith in their ability as a builder to get you the sound kind of what you want. And it may be surprising, and we'll talk about that in the next one, but it may not always be exactly what you expect, but that's don't expect to get exactly what you think you heard in your head.
Yeah.
Because it may not even exist.
Yeah. Okay.
Disappointment.
Yeah. It's a good one. Points for next shop talk.
Yeah. So I mean, but types of wood can affect like the way it looks. Can affect the sound somewhat. Could even affect the resaleability if that is important to you. Yeah. Certain woods are more sought after.
Light colored woods aren't as
not to be
sought after.
Yeah.
For some.
And you know, if you happen to get a good deal on a tree mahogany one,
yeah.
You know, you should be able to turn around and sell that puppy.
Yeah.
I mean, if you get a really good deal on it, I'd worry about it.
Yeah. Right.
But
Yeah.
Yeah. So, whatever. But what kind of tops are we looking at? Spruce, cedar,
Yeah, spruce, cedar, redwood,
redwood.
and redwood.
Well, yeah,
And
redwood though
too.
is like, do you really want to chop down a huge redwood tree?
Just so you can have. I don't think it's legal to chop down a redwood tree.
Is that why people are tying themselves to trees?
I don't know. I have to check that.
Yeah.
But my redwood source is all salvaged. For sure. I don't know.
Until it runs out.
Yeah.
So get your redwood guitar now, as fast as you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it does affect things. But I say work with the person if you have that option.
Yeah.
But you may be only given a couple options.
Well, and if you're going through a dealer, usually it's like pick your top, pick your back, sides, pick your neck wood.
Yeah.
And
Then
like,
they'll just have like a list of available ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. And don't believe everything you hear about those particular woods.
No.
Necessarily.
Talk
They
to the
may be
maker.
true, they may not be.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool.
Is that where we are now?
Yeah, decorative
Decorative
details.
This is, I think we'll mash this up with the next one too, right? So, decorative details, certain guitar makers will spend the time to make decorative details or like do customized things.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of guitar makers won't. So,
Right.
well, I mean, to an extent.
Yeah.
If it's something small and
Well, what are some decorative details that may be affected? Are like the head plate.
yeah, inlays on the fretboard,
Yeah. Like-
inlays, I guess wherever. What else?
Color.
Yeah, wood burnings on the top.
Color if it's painted.
Yeah,
They may only have certain types of colors
yeah.
available
that
to
would
them.
be limited.
Um,
Yeah, if somebody
Oh.
says I want a puke green
Yeah.
guitar, what are you gonna say?
Well, yeah. Crap, I can puke on that. That would be the easiest. No, I'm not making. Yeah, actually, it would be really cool.
That could be actually
Yeah.
pretty cool.
That's probably the wrong color
Okay.
to pick.
So,
Anyway.
yeah.
Oh, what about rosettes?
Rosettes. Yeah, that's an interesting one. Because I have sort of decided on my signature rosette, so
Mhm.
I'm not offering that as an option.
Right. So those are some option limitations.
Yeah.
There are some things that some makers will give you
Mm-hmm.
tons of options on,
Mm-hmm.
and other ones will say, "No, this is how I make my guitar."
And it's what the brand is.
Yeah.
Like if you order a guitar from Taylor, they're not gonna say, "Oh no, you can't." No, we're not gonna inlay your name instead
Right.
of Taylor
Yeah.
on the head.
Or
and stuff.
Martin isn't
Yeah.
going to inlay Taylor on.
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Exactly.
Gibson's not going to make you a.
Yeah, option limitations. Also, if you are going to a guitar maker, ordering a guitar, and you want
A certain set of options that somebody else makes.
exactly
Then buy off the other person.
that gets we see it all the time
Yeah.
in the guitar making community. And I've had it
And
happen.
why does it happen though? Why
Because
didn't they
your-
just go to the
your
other one?
guitars are less expensive.
Price. So it comes back to the price.
Mhm.
Remember, if you're choosing that price, you may have to. Yeah. The more money you have, unfortunately, the more options you have.
Yeah, yeah.
So.
Yeah, and it is really important to talk to the maker about things if you're going in depth on details and stuff, because it might not work with their building stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you want me to build a guitar with a really traditional Martin style X bracing from
Mhm.
like the 1940s or something,
Right.
because that's gonna sound better,
Yeah.
I'm gonna disagree with you
Right.
because
Are you going to do it?
it's no
though? Oh. You'll disagree and will not build it. Okay.
because
Just want to make that clear.
it's not gonna sound like my guitars
Right.
and it's not gonna sound like you're expecting, because the rest of my guitar is not like a Martin.
Mm-hmm. If you want it, if you want a vintage Martin,
Yeah.
keep saving.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's
Or
I
you
think,
might get lucky.
things to keep in mind. Obviously, respect the builders.
Yeah. And ask, what are some limitations? What kind of
Yeah.
things do I have say in? You know. Yeah. Oh, another one would be the shape of the head.
Yeah. That's
Sorry,
usually-
there's no
yeah.
there's no option there. This is what I look like.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, in those options, what about electronics?
Yeah, usually there's an option for adding electronics.
Okay.
In my experience, I usually try to direct customers towards the K&K Pure Minis because they sound really good. They're really high output pickups, and they don't have a battery pack, so you don't have batteries dying in the middle of a gig or something.
Yeah, I hate
So-
battery packs.
I really like the K&K pickups,
Mhm.
so I usually try to steer people in that direction. Yeah, but if somebody really wants a certain type of pickup,
You've done it.
I have. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always a little bit of a gamble, though.
yeah,
If you haven't used it before, you never know.
yeah.
Certain electronics can be a little
Yeah,
bit
for sure.
finicky some way or another. I won't say why we know this, but
But this comes down to trusting the builder too, because
Yeah.
if you've read that the Fishman pickup is the best pickup out there. Well, every pickup manufacturer is saying that.
Yeah.
It's the best pickup out there.
But you tried it.
But exactly, yeah.
And you didn't work for your guitar and your...
It used to be my go-to pickup. But it had a battery pack. And it had this big thing that attached to the top. So there's that extra weight attached to the top. So the K&K is so nice.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like the K&K.
We're not trying to sell K&K here, but...
No.
Just the
I
point
am an
that there
authorized
is...
dealer, though.
Oh, wow.
Anyways.
There you go. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
K&K's for everybody. Which could bring us to warranties, or changes later. But maybe we'll talk about some other things first.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Which one?
Well, yeah, the cases. So what if you're buying a guitar, what case does it come
Oh,
in?
yeah.
So...
Speaking of warranty.
Yeah, yeah. If you're a touring musician, obviously you're going to need a decent case. Or if you're buying a guitar and it's, what did you say, a $15,000 guitar and it doesn't come with a case, it might make you rethink your options.
Because that just became $16,500. $16,500 now instead for that same guitar. Whereas you buy somebody else's, they already got the case in there.
Yeah.
Which I don't understand. I think that if you're buying, yeah, it should be there, but
most guitar makers do.
But just you should check, yeah.
Yeah. Type of finish.
Yeah, type of finish.
That's. I mean, I feel like most people usually care if it's glossy or if it's matte or satin.
Right.
As opposed to like the specific type of finish.
Right. But again, like if were to build electric guitars, I would only be doing water-based.
Yeah, right. Your options are...
Yeah.
Yeah.
You may be able to get matte or glossy, but I'd rather not do the glossy.
Yeah.
So you're really left with just a matte or satin.
So there you
options.
go. There's
but that's because that's what I want. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's my aesthetic for my guitars. So I think it's important to ask.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or just assume it's matte.
Well, I mean, for somebody else, like, can I get a glossy version? Like, don't assume that everybody's going to have everything available.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you want to expand on that? I wasn't sure.
I don't remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should we just skip over?
It seems like an unnecessary detail.
Yeah. Okay. So, warranty.
Yeah. So warranty.
That's an important one because you're
speaking of
investing.
Finish.
Yeah. Yeah.
So here's the thing. Honestly, when you look at a nice vintage guitar, there's two ways you could be looking at it. Sometimes they talk about, it was in pristine condition, hardly played. It looks like it was just painted yesterday and finished, and it's like, some people are like oohing and on over that. But then there's other people that are like, oh, you should see it. It's like worn down, and there's like patches where you can see the wood underneath, and it's like, and it's just so awesome. And people are oohing and on over that.
Yeah.
So that's not covered under warranty.
No.
That stuff. I mean, and it doesn't actually take away from the sound or even sometimes the value of your guitar.
Well, oftentimes the guitar that's played sounds better, actually.
Yeah. So there you go. So that's we're not worried about that finished stuff on your warranty.
No.
Necessarily.
No. No. But we're talking about, like, let's say the neck decides to cave into the top.
Just decides?
Yeah. Just decides, like, I'm going to cave into the top.
Oh, speaking of necks, what type of wood is your neck?
Yeah, right. That's
it does make a difference, but in a different way. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, but the warranty is important if you're spending that much money on a guitar, right? And I think
especially if the neck's going to decide to just jump into the top.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, and I actually don't know what the factories offer as a warranty now, but they're better than cars. Way better than cars.
Way better.
I mean, yeah, and so usually the warranty is...
I have heard some stories recently of people who have ordered factory guitars who have had a issue and who have gotten a whole new guitar
Yeah.
replacement.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that seems like a decent deal from a factory.
Yeah.
You know, because they are producing them if they're the ones that are more produced.
Yeah.
But if you got a custom guitar,
yeah.
are they going to pay for you to get that fixed up at a
you need
luthier,
to,
or do you have to ship it into them, which could cost like?
Yeah, usually, well, I can go through sort of my warranty.
Yeah.
That helps. Usually my warranty is to the original owner, and then if something comes up, they contact me, and I do a diagnosis. I try to figure it out, and I decide if it's something that is under warranty or not. So, there are signs. So if it gets really dry, there's going to be signs to look for, right?
Right.
And I'll know if it did dry out, and it's not something else that I did. But if it is a problem, the shipping is their responsibility. They need to pay for the shipping to and from me, and I'll do repairs if it's a warranty coverage. I'll do the repairs for free, and then send it back. And then other things like if somebody does an alteration or something, then that voids the warranty because I don't know what else they did. What else? That's
what about
mainly it.
What about, like, let's say they lived in lived in Nashville and there was somebody there who could fix it?
Yeah, that's where the bigger factories, they have sort of worked it out because they have authorized repair people, right? So in my case, it's
Do you have
awkward.
authorized repair people?
I don't. I have had one person in Vancouver that did a repair for me. Somebody I really trusted. So I do have connections. So if something comes up and it makes sense that there's a guitar maker I know that's just down the road that does really good work, I'll obviously see if I can pay them to fix it.
So it is trickier. That's where, in some ways, buying from an individual could be a little bit more of a pain in some ways.
Yeah.
Although, what you're talking about is that I know that you're going to fix it, and I don't have to trust, Joe Blow, who's like happened to get his license in this license place that has only fixed 3 guitars.
Yeah.
And this is his first week on the job.
Yeah.
And he's tinkering with my $8,000 custom job guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, there's another side of
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's also the factories deal with way more issues too. So they
mass.
Well, I think you're almost safer buying a factory made guitar because they're overbuilt. They're not. I guess they're overbuilt.
They tend to be, although the custom ones, I don't know. I've never played a custom factory.
Yeah.
One, but they're still like more mass produced. So.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've heard people like just getting a new one sent to them instead.
Yeah.
It's like because the factory has it, whereas.
Yeah.
You don't have 5 weeks to turn around and send off another one of that same build.
Yeah.
To somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But generally, if you are buying a guitar from a builder that's been building for 10 plus years, you're not going to have warranty issues.
No.
Or like maybe, but it's a fluke.
Yeah.
The finisher changed the finishing product somehow,
or there happened to be a termite.
Yeah.
That somebody saw.
Yeah.
Which somehow got in there.
Yeah.
And the giant hole got filled by somehow. I don't know who filled it, and we never noticed. No, what if the termite climbed in the neck while you weren't around?
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah. And then you put in your truss rod and sealed him in there, and he had to eat his way out.
Maybe. Yeah.
In the meantime, just destroy it. Anyway. Okay. Yeah. So you see, there's
getting lighter and lighter and lighter.
It just sounds better.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the last one.
Yeah. I think this is probably, at least to me, it's really important.
I would think you would
it,
say that, yeah.
Yeah, and it's what are you supporting by buying your guitar? So, a lot of guitar buyers of like high-end guitars, they put a lot of emphasis on how they see the builder as a person.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't have thought this, but that's what my dealer in Canada, who's no longer selling guitars, what he told me. So I think that is really important because you're spending thousands and thousands of dollars. If you're buying a guitar from a guitar maker that's just starting out, he's 28 years old, he has a wife and two kids,
girl. Oh.
and he supports his family building guitars.
Right.
Well, guess what? Your thousands and thousands of dollars, they're paying for like food and stuff like that.
Right.
If you're buying a custom Taylor or a Martin, that's not what's happening.
You're paying.
I mean, you're paying the little bit of your money goes to
a couple people working there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not the same. And we could go into like the.
Although those people need to eat as well, like all the workers in there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like I'm always happy to support smaller.
Yeah. And also like what are their ethics?
Yeah. And if you can know some of their ethics, but some of it's just like even just knowing. There's lots of people buying Martin guitars. There's not a lot of people buying, Joe Blow's guitars or Sally Sue's guitars. It's just nice sometimes to support.
Yeah. Yeah.
Smaller builder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it does, you create a friendship too.
Also, you might get something unique.
Yeah.
A little bit. It may not be exactly what you want, but somebody might want that because there's a guitar voice in every.
Yeah.
Every one of those guitars has its own voice, and it may be something that. Whereas if you're getting a factory one, it may sound like the other ones.
Yeah.
Which may be a good thing. If that's exactly what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That friendship, I think, is important too because every one of my customers, when I build a guitar for them, we're talking all the time. And by the end of it, it's like we're friends.
Right.
Which is really cool.
Yeah.
Like how many people buy a product from a company and then they're friends with the owner of the company.
Yeah.
Or the producer of the. It's just a cool concept, I guess.
That is a cool concept.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I should get myself a handmade guitar.
You should get yourself a handmade guitar, and you should watch this video. Let you know what to ask for when you're ordering a handmade guitar.
But what if I buy a handmade guitar from somebody that I don't want to be friends with at the end?
Oh yeah, I mean you could.
Like I got a guitar. I'm like,
oh, that guy.
Yeah, what a mistake. Actually, I'm making videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that's it for today, right?
Yeah, that's good.
Next week we'll go over
what to expect.
Yeah.
Once your order is coming through, or once you've made your order.
Or what might have been unexpected.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
what to expect.
What not to expect. Wait.
The unexpected things to expect.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
But thank you for watching. And see you next week.
See you next week. Summer holidays.
Woohoo!